concisive and clear and unambiguous. So when you give an acceptance, you have to write them and let them know that who you are in reference to your property, and as the owner of that property, you accept all the negotiable instruments and the interest attached to them, and that you will be accepting all of these documents on behalf of this account, and you will be endorsing them back as security or as payment on all principal obligations of the same. So basically what you're doing is you're writing them to let them know you the owner, and as the owner, you accept your property rights and your interest in your property. And as the owner of that property, you will be endorsing those instruments back to them the same for payment. So it's basically what you're doing is you letting them know I'm the owner, the interest in the debt belongs to me, and as the owner, I will be endorsing these instruments back to be payable in interest to you. So basically it's like what you're doing is you're just letting them know that you're going to release the interest on all principal payments. But you got to let them know in advance. So that's why when they write you, you have 2 or 3 weeks to write them to let them know who you are, send your proof, because you cannot collect the debt, or you're not entitled to receive payment on your own account without proof that you're entitled to the interest on the account. So that's why your birth certificate must be endorsed over to that institution, because the only way that Sprint know that you're entitled to the interest on the account, they got to have some kind of instrument in their possession showing that you have an equitable interest. And that interest in that equitable document has to be assigned to Sprint. And it has to be payable to the order of Sprint. That's the only way Sprint can actually discharge the obligations that become due on your account. They got to be in possession of an instrument that gives rights to draw interest. And that instrument has to be rested in the name of Sprint, because they have to be the owner of the instrument. And then it has to be payable to their order. If they're not the owner and it's not payable to them, how can they receive the interest on your estate? They can't until you give it to them. And any birth certificate must be registered on the books where it's maintained. So when you trying to send a birth certificate as a security, you have to record that. You have either on a UCC3 or down at the county, it has to be recorded on some type of public record where it can be retrieved from. You have to make a record of it, because once you record it, it's been done. Anything that a record is something that's already took place. And a lot of people don't understand it. You are a God. When you say be, it is. So when you record something that you already declared to be, it's been done. When you declare your nationality, you don't need nobody to tell you you're a national. You declare it. You say be, and it is. You say you tax exempt, you declare it, and you are tax exempt. You say be, and it is. All you have to do is just know the rules to the game. So you are a God, all right? You have the ability to say, I'm transferring this amount of interest on behalf of this note to be payable to whoever, and once you record that, they've been paid, all right? You just have to understand who you are and know that you don't need nobody's permission in order to make payment. Payment is not made in Federal Reserve notes. Payment is only made in interest, all right? Payment is made by the instrument in which they send to you for payment. The same instrument that they send to you is the same instrument that pays your bill, all right? The same instrument that they send to you is the same instrument that pays the bill. It's a bill of credit. Once accepted, the credit can be released for payment, but it has to be released by an agent, or it has to be released by a beneficiary, somebody that's an heir to the estate. It can't be paid by the estate itself. It can only be paid by an heir or a beneficiary of that estate. So you got to understand that your legal name is your estate, and that you are the heir to that estate, or the beneficiary, the one who receives payment, the one who benefits on behalf of that account. You are the beneficiary. And until you start learning how to invoke your beneficial interest in your affairs, then you're going to keep being treated as an accommodating party or some sort of surety. Or they're going to keep imposing things against you as if you are, in fact, the accommodated party, or what we call the straw man. So it's all about you understanding property rights and understanding that your property rights come from the birth certificate. All right. The straw man, or the legal name, has an interest in anything that's in his name. I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it out. All right. This is going to put a cap on everything. The straw man, your legal name, has an interest in all property or negotiable documents that has its name on it. So any bill that has the name of the straw man on it, the straw man has an interest in it. Right? Because it's in his name. All right? So that gives him an interest. All right? Now you, on the other hand, are not the straw man. You are secondarily obligated. You are the one that's responsible to handle the affairs of that person as creditor, as fiduciary. All right? Now, when the straw man, is obligated on an instrument that he has interest on, the only one who can pay the interest that he has an interest in is his creditor. All right? So that means that when they send the bill to the creditor can accept the bill on behalf of his principal, and then he can pay the bill. How do you pay the bill? You pay the bill by saying, pay this note for discharge and settlement. Or, I promise to pay this note on behalf of the straw man in a certain amount of money to be payable on a certain date by the true name / beneficiary for the all capital name. That's what you call ambiguous. Ambiguous is when I look at your signature and without a doubt, it's evident that you were not signing as the straw man because it says your name / beneficiary for, and then it has the straw man name. So that's evidence that whoever signed that instrument was not signing as the person. He was signing as a beneficiary of that person. Now, when you sign like that, you're not liable. Liability comes from whenever you sign as the principal, or whenever you sign without it being known exactly whether or not you are intending to be liable on the instrument. Whenever you're not trying to be liable on the instrument to escape liability, all you have to do is make sure that your intentions is clear when you sign that instrument, that you're not signing as a debtor. Once you do that, no car notes, no phone bills, none of that. All you got to do is make sure that when you sign the instrument, you sign in the right capacity. Now, who can bill you? If I sign a bill and I say, pay this note to the order of Sprint for full settlement on all principal payments, how in the hell can Sprint send me a bill? Because the contract that they're going to try to enforce, when they look at the contract, they ain't going to be able to say I owe nothing because my signature say pay to the order. When you look at the signature on the contract, it says pay. My intent was not to accommodate. My intent was to pay the note. So who can send me a bill? How you going to say I owe anything when you pull the bill up and you send me the bill and the bill says pay to the order of Sprint for full settlement and closure? How in the hell can you say I owe anything when the contract says that I paid it? Now you get what I'm saying? Now you get how you can get a house for free. Now you get how you can get a car for free. Now you get how you can get all these things for free. All you got to do is understand what interest is. And once you understand what interest is, you pay the same. Whatever the amount of the debt is, you pay the same. and watch you get that house for free. Watch you get that car